Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. It is the last day of November. Super excited for December. I feel like the month is just going to fly right by. So I want to talk about what's going on today in the news. One thing that's really standing out to me is I'm knowing a lot of rumblings of people discussing what the economic outlooks for 2024 is. And I've seen some stuff calling for a recession in Q2 and some stuff calling for a depression in 2024. And then of course this morning, Bloomberg comes out and has an interview with the chair of Citadel, Ken Griffin, and he gets up and he's talking about the job market and the lack of stability in the job market, how the infrastructure of the job market has changed due to COVID and everybody working remote. So it's interesting because at the same time we're having all of these discussions about automation and AI taking over our jobs. Now we have somebody coming out talking about, oh, well, it's because COVID created this environment and people not going into the office. And so now we're going to go ahead and blame all of this on COVID and all of us working remote because now there's just a lack of camaraderie and team atmosphere and people working together, teams receiving mass layoffs just because there's just no team environment. When people are working from home, you don't exactly see what the output of somebody's work is. I can speak to this personally, actually. In 2020, I was working for a commercial solar company. I was running the O&M department there, and my daughter ended up getting sick, and she was in and out of hospital a lot that year. It wasn't COVID; it was some other brain condition she had, which I will discuss at some point. I'm not really ready to talk about it on the channel yet. But I had to take time away from work, and in my taking time away from work, they were, questioning whether I was getting work done. While I was at the hospital, they were emailing me work and requesting things from me. And they knew that my daughter was severely, severely ill. And so they kind of utilized that, the fact that I was working remote as a justification of me not getting my job done. Of course, because of my daughter's condition, they ended up letting me go. I took a severance package and walked away, and it was an extremely emotional experience for me. Not only was my daughter sick, but I was a single mom and lost my job, and had to navigate those really scary waters by myself. But going back to the job market and the instability in the job market. It's easy to see everywhere you go, automation is existing everywhere. All of the self-checkouts are expanding. Any fast food place I go to now, it's I'm punching in the order myself. They want you to order in the app if they don't have the kiosk in the lobby. So it's easy to see that there has been a huge shift in the people that are required to keep these businesses operating. Target has also done a complete redesign where I live, where right when you go in, they actually walled it all off, and that is sort of the, pickup order area. And you can hear the orders, bloop, 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 all the cars pull in, they check in their order, and somebody's gonna run it out to them. So again, I feel like this is more an automation issue, and that people, will feel kind of the pain of this because companies don't need the resources that they did to do these things. And I don't think people were prepared for the fact that, your clerical skills are no longer needed. Your certain jobs are just going away overnight. We don't need those jobs anymore. And, call centers, for example, everything, there's so many call centers I'll call now, and it's not a person on the phone, it's a robot, and they'll tell you sorry, we can't get to you. So, I think it's scary, and it's something that I personally am going to be watching fairly closely because If all of a sudden there is a huge mass layoff in multiple industries and sectors because our jobs are just no longer needed, it'll be interesting to see how that hits. And I do kind of, we all felt like there was a recession coming after COVID, and we didn't feel it. We kind of mitigated it and kicked the can down the road. And now I wonder, did we kick the can so far down the road that, we're being forced into this society of like, people, if you're not skilled at what you do, there's no longer a job for you. And they've been telling us for a while that if you were like a skilled trade, that was where people were going to be needed the most in the future. And I do believe, we will always need, water, electric, all of these, basic necessities for our homes and things like that. And so I do feel like the people that are in the manual labor, that have skills that they can offer, and have worked in these careers, are going to be better off, because there's going to be a lot of corporate jobs that are just no longer needed. And if you think about when I went to college, it was, everybody was doing business and marketing, and it was so many business administration degrees coming out, and so many people in marketing, and now we just are looking at this time where a lot of that stuff's not really needed, and a lot of it is going to online, which explains why I'm here doing online content creation, because I know that my job in the solar industry, if I'm not doing it for myself, which I do now, my brother has his license C10, and he and I run a business together now, and that helps kind of, provide the ability for me to live. But other than that, it's online content creation, because eventually we are going to be a society where we are all in our homes more. It's going to be more like, the Jetsons. If you remember watching the Jetsons, people were in their homes and communicating through different means. And so I do see that is probably going to be a way that they're going to try and push us. And so if you are looking at doing something to help prepare yourself for this unknown future that we have coming down the pipeline, if you've been on the fence about online content creation, just do it. I was scared to get on camera and talk, and now look at it. I have been talking to you guys for almost 8 minutes, and I could probably continue talking for a lot longer. Shoot, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, I was going to talk to you about Portal too. So Portal is something else that, I talked to you guys about yesterday. I was looking at it as like a social fi platform. I had a little bit of clarification on the differences, because it's not really a social fi, it's more of a TradeFi program. And so if you're on there, you're not putting any crypto in to get your wallet set up. You're just going on and, creating a network and farming for those likes, retweets, things like that. So that's the reason why we're seeing it all over the timeline. It has just gone crazy. I muted the word, but I didn't mute the handle, so I'm still getting at Portal Coin stuff coming on my feed. And when I muted the word portal, I only muted it for 30 days, because I'm like, that's the lifespan I'm giving this. And so what's really funny is some of my friends on the timeline who have been actively pumping it have already started to show that they're a little, growing tired of the farming. When you're in early, there's always an advantage. And so if you're not the first one in, you're a little late, then you've got to try and grow that network under you. And then there's people like me who are always going to be skeptical. We don't just sign up for anything. And those people, I feel like, just always stay on the sidelines. And so so it's interesting. It's a very polarized subject at the moment, but I did learn the difference between the social fi platform, and this is a TradeFi platform, where you're actually able to earn tokens, and those tokens that you earn, you can actually use it on their marketplace. So essentially, it could help you in your NFT and your collections. So I see the appeal, it's just not for me. So hope you guys make money at it. Watch out for the future and what they're saying for 2024 financially, because economic outlooks aren't looking too hot, even though we all think crypto's gonna rally. So I don't know. Everyone is looking at pulling stuff out of stocks, shorting stocks. Maybe crypto will finally have its chance to rally once that happens. So it'll be interesting to see. So I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And Friday evening, we have our Degen Dating with Degen Divas Live. We look forward to seeing you there as well. Have a great day.